Passive! Hi guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you 15 things to help you start at Glasgow University, or really kind of any university that you're going to. I think these are just useful things to know, and this is truly sensible advice, practical advice, because lots of people give you things like, oh, have fun, be yourself. Like, that's great, and you should do those things, but it's a bit difficult to know how to do those things. This is practical. Like, this is what you should do if you're going to go to any uni, but especially Glasgow. So, first one, buy a cookbook. Just bite the bullet and buy one that looks fairly simple and standard, that doesn't require fancy ingredients or anything like that. Plain and simple. And learn at least 10 recipes from it. And by learn, I don't mean have a vague look over them and think, I could do that. Practice. Actually cook all of those 10 recipes at least twice before you leave for uni. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but it'll be worth it when you get there. 2, watch the enrolment videos. They are there for a reason. Enrolment is hard, it's complicated, it's confusing. Every time you do it, all of us struggle with it. When you watch the enrolment videos, they are so useful, so helpful. They are there for a reason, and when you watch them, it makes enrolment so much easier. Just actually read the information and then watch the videos. The videos are so much more useful because they're actually practical and they show you how to do it. 3, check your university emails at least twice a day, because you get so many emails from uni and like 90% of them are important. The 10% that aren't important you can kind of ignore and delete, but the 90% that are important are really super important to your course. They might be important to something that's happening in the day, something that's happening the next day. You know, it might be very useful information. It might be your seminar's been cancelled, or your lecture has changed building and changed room in the same building. So check your university email constantly, because it's how the university contacts you. So you need to be checking it like you would your social media or a normal email address. 4, know where your buildings for your lectures and seminars are. Not only know where your buildings are, know what the rooms are. There's a very useful University of Glasgow app, which is like know your, which shows you can get when you log on to My Glasgow, and when you get that email through for enrolment, you can log on and you can have a look through the app and basically type in the building, and you can be shown how to walk from one lecture to the other. Not only how to walk there, what room it is, how to get to that room, and how long it will take. Not only have I used this app a lot, I use it especially during exam season, because I am like a nervous person about exams, and so if I'm really nervous, having that room finder saying, here's where your exam is and here's how long it will take you to get there from the building you're currently in, is really, really useful and stops me from panicking too much. So that's helpful. 5, find a style of taking notes that suits not only you, but your lectures. Now, this may change from lecture to lecture, it may change from subject to subject, it may depend on your lecturer, but find something that suits you, because there's no point doing the same as the person next to you if that isn't helping you. So sometimes that might require you to not write very many notes or no notes at all and just listen. Or sometimes it might require you to write everything down, but actually experiment in the first few lectures and try and figure out what suits you. 6, be flexible. So many people at uni are like, oh no, I can't do that thing because that'll be when I'm eating my tea, or you can't move dinner. You know what I mean? Be flexible, be available, go to things and take part in activities. Just allow yourself to be as free as possible so that you can do as much stuff as possible, because that's what uni's about. Packing as much into a small amount of space. 7, buy sensible walking shoes. Not just one pair, but like a couple of pairs. Because Glasgow is on a hill, quite a big hill, and so you'll be doing a lot of walking. You might think, oh, I won't be doing that much walking because I'm doing this subject and this subject is in this building, but even if you're doing that subject, there are lectures and subjects share buildings. Just because you're doing one subject doesn't mean you'll be in one building. You'll be in many buildings across all of the campus. So buy sensible shoes, not shoes that buy shoes that look nice, but don't buy like your really nice fashionable high heels or like wee boots with big ankles. Like buy sensible shoes for walking, because otherwise you're just gonna make life difficult for yourself. 8. Join at least one society and stick with it throughout the whole year, semester 1 and 2. This is really useful because it allows you to make friends. So the way that I made friends wasn't in my lectures, because my lectures were huge, but through the societies I joined, I found people who were in the same lecture as me. I found people taking the same subjects as me. And so in a lecture, I could sit next to those people I'd made friends with in that society. And that meant that I could make friends, not feel as alone in lectures. It like allows you to form like friends and make groups and connections with people. So join one society and stick with it throughout the whole year. I mean, you can join 5, but like try and keep at least one throughout the whole year. Right. 9. Investigate the whole of Glasgow, not just the West End or just the campus. Try and go out and see like the city centre. My advice would be pick 3 things that you want to see in Glasgow. Even if you live in Glasgow, pick 3 things that are not just in the West End, but like a museum further out, or an art gallery, or a library, or something else. And go and do those things over the course of the year, because then by the end of your first, your year, you will not only have completed like a year of your degree, but you will also have seen a bit more of Glasgow. And like if you pick 3 things every single year, then by the end of your time at Glasgow, you will have seen 12 things. Isn't that like so much better than not having seen anything? Also, know the train prices and how to get places, because you want to go and explore Scotland a bit, like see Edinburgh and Inverness, and maybe even go a bit further north, and that is really exciting, and the trains are a good way to get there. So know train prices and like know kind of where they run to, so that you can just kind of pack and leave on a day that you don't have any lectures, or like over the weekend. Right. 10. It is your job to organise social events now. Don't think that it will just happen. I mean, sometimes it will, but less so. When you were at school, you saw the same people every single day. You were in a group with them, you were in the same class as them, you were stuck together with these 100 people in your year every single day. It's not like that at uni. There are thousands of people and they are all doing different things. So the only way you're going to meet up with people is either bumping into them, or if you organise something. So organise stuff. Trips, like to museums, art galleries. Now, and this is my point about being flexible. You can, if you organise stuff, then you understand that people will be, you would hope that other people would be flexible. So be flexible when other people are organising events as well. And that means that you'll be able to like do bigger things, like go to the theatre, or go to museums or art galleries, or even go like to other places in Scotland with friends. But like the social stuff, you're going to have to work at a wee bit. Like not very hard, like it's fun, you know what I mean? Like it's fun to organise stuff, but just be aware that you won't be seeing the same people every single day. It's not going to happen like that anymore. 11. There will be people who like the same things as you. That's just going to happen. By joining societies and sticking with it and organising events, you will find those people. And let's say that you're not like that keen on some of the societies. Why don't you start your own society? And then people who like that thing will join that society, and you'll make friends that way. There will definitely be people who like the same stuff as you, no matter how niche you think it is. It's brilliant. 12. If you live at home, you're going to have to know when your last train and your last bus is. Just make a point of knowing exactly when it is and how long it will take you to get from the campus or like that sort of area to the train or bus station. Because that is so useful, because you want to stay as late as possible in these events, but then obviously you'll have to go home and you don't want to take a taxi because that's super expensive. So just knowing when your last like public transport is is really, really useful. Make friends so that you can crash at their student accommodation, and pack a change of clothes so if you do crash, you feel fresh and you don't feel like a bit weird. It's just useful advice if you're staying at home. 13. Have a rucksack. Go out and buy a rucksack. It is so useful for carrying notepads, pens, any bits of paper that you might pick up, because sometimes you get handouts in your lectures. On the subject of what you should get, weather is very changeable in Glasgow, so raincoats, umbrellas, sometimes suntan lotion on the very rare occasion it does decide to be sunny. So just be aware that the weather is very changeable, but that also you need a sensible bag for carrying all of your stuff. 14. Do not sit in your room. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not better. You won't be having fun. It's just demoralising and depressing. Don't do it. By joining activities and societies and by attending all of your lectures and seminars, which you should definitely do, you won't be sitting in your room. But if you do find yourself starting to go into your room a lot more, go out and sit in the library or the Fraser building or any of the other just general buildings, because you'll either bump into people that you know, or you'll make friends. You'll just sit there and someone will say, oh, can I share this table with you? And you'll say, yeah, you'll get chatting. So be aware that if you do try not to sit in your room, but if you do find that that's happening to you, try and sit with your laptop in a public place, because you'll be more likely to meet people, make friends, and get out, which is good. Get out. Being out is important. And finally, 15, seek help if you need it. If you are struggling or you're finding things difficult, as most people do, it takes a while to adjust. It took me until February to adjust. But once I did, I loved it more than anything else, and I would never go back to school now. I loved school, but uni is so much better for me at this point in my life. So if you are finding it that you're not liking it, that you don't like your course, or there's something wrong, or you're feeling very isolated or anxious, do seek help. The university is brilliant with all of these things. There's the student centre, there's counselling services, there's all sorts of ways to help you. And the university are more than happy. They will not dismiss any problems you have. So please do speak to someone and use the services that are available to you if you need them. And that is my list of 15 sensible pieces of advice for starting Glasgow University. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any more advice or tips or tricks for starting uni, or if you are starting uni, tell me how you're feeling about it and where you're going. Be sure you can see subscribe by clicking over here, or you can see my last video by clicking over here. I'll see you guys later. Bye!